everybody, welcome to My Good Life. I'm Uzma. Okay, right. So remember last week I was talking about stress and some of the symptoms of anxiety that I feel. Well, today I'm going to be following up along the same threads and share with you how I consistently look at my mindset and changing it with my everyday tasks so that that stress and that anxiety, when it does come, isn't as strong. But before I do that, let's go to the vegetable patch. Right, back in the vegetable patch. Remember I said to you a few videos ago that it's winter time, we're going to clear this all out and take this the soil all out. But this got me thinking about something I do quite naturally. This frame got me thinking. And there's a really good link to my internal world and how I process some of that thought. Let me share that with you. Last time we talked about stress and some of the symptoms of anxiety that I feel and how I manage the external world by moving away. But then the internal world has to be managed. And not just when you've got stress, but I have found automatically that I manage it nearly every day and even whilst I'm doing everyday tasks. And I want to share with you how I do this. There's a very simple tool that one can use, and it's called reframing. Reframing is the way you feel something and change the way you think about it and how you express it. It's simply put, it's a psychological paradigm shift from looking at something in a negative way and then saying, how do I change it so that there is a positive, improved mindset from it. Now, it's harder to do than it is to say it because you have to practice it. You have to practice it in everything you do, in your everyday tasks, so that you are looking to change the way you not just think, feel, or express that emotion, but also are careful so that you aren't going down that slippery slope of impending doom. Right. There are 5 ways that I do that reframing. Number 1, when I have thoughts in my head, I just let them all come. Let them all come into my head. No matter how negative, no matter how positive, just let them come. Almost like riding the wave. Second point. After those thoughts have come rushing and flooding in, I then look at it from an outside perspective. I ask myself the question, what advice would I give this person, Uzma, if I was not her? So, imagine somebody else gives me the advice. What would my best friend say about what my thoughts are? What would she say? Or he say? You know why this reminded me of how I do it? reframing. So it's a bit like this. You see, when I'm making this vegetable patch, this frame suddenly brought it into my head. Wow, this is what I do. I reframe and, and I let a thought come. Sometimes I get stressed, don't want to build my anxiety. And then I think, how would somebody else do it? All this made me think of that, and I thought I'd share it with you. Third point. Ask questions of yourself. Are my thoughts magnifying the situation? What are my feelings right now? Do they match up? Or am I making it worse by my thoughts? That's the third key to this. So, point 4. Take control. Take control. When your internal world is screaming out pessimistic negativity, mediate. Take control and, hey ho, a potato. Take control. Save that for later. That'd be yummy. Right, back to the 4th point. Take control and mediate, think about it. What is it that you can do? Do you know what? There's some midges around here. Scotland for you. But it's November. Anyway, last and final point in reframing and what I've looked at myself. Challenge yourself. So when you finally have got some options in your head about your thoughts, I can do it this way, I can do it that way, like I do, right? So I think, all right, I can do, I've got this stress and and how do I manage it? And I've got some thoughts in my head how to do it. I'll always go for the option that challenges me. Something that could be, if I don't take it, I would miss a golden opportunity. So don't be too hard on yourself. Don't rush it. Don't rush trying to get to a solution of changing your mindset. Do it slowly. This whole process, these steps that I've talked about, take time. Each one takes time to get to. You have to keep on practicing it in everything you do. For example, look, I have decided to come out and do this, but do you know, it's taken me quite a while, if you remember, to think about how to do this, all the problems of the weather. And I know this seems very minor because, we are talking about your internal world and there'll be other pressures on oneself. But the process is the same. I'm going to summarize this for you. Look, I'm sitting on one of the benches I made, actually. It's a bit wobbly. This was the first bench I made. Remember one of my videos? I'll put a link up there. But I kept the wobbly one for this side of it. This was the learning curve, as they say. The learning curve, it also taught me a lot. Gave us a lot of stress and anxiety. This is where this is where my kind of thought process has changed. In fact, my thought process has changed a lot when I decided to live this kind of life where I wanted to improve the way that I not only did things, but the way I also thought about things. Could you think and do things in a different way? If we look at a simple example, for me coming out here, trying to grow vegetables, I can look at it and say, the weather let me down, I can't do anything, I've tried to come here to have a good life, and oh, I'm useless, all that thought. Then I stop and I say to myself, no, look at my friends, what did they say to me? They look at me and they say, wow, can't believe you've changed, can't believe that you did it like this. And I'm saying, yeah, but they're saying it, but I'm feeling something else. Am I really hearing them? I had to stop myself and say, am I really hearing what my friends are saying? Does it match my thoughts? No, my thoughts are running away with myself. I can do it. Why do I think I can't do it? Maybe my thoughts are going off kilter here. And then I said, what can I do? And then I went down, did my research, and came up with a different plan. And hey ho, here we are. Anyway, I think I've given you a kind of insight into how I look at things. But as I say in all my videos, consistency is key. This doesn't come overnight. I've shared with you some of my tips. It may work, may not for you, but it's what I do. So I'm going to leave it, get back to my digging. Look, I've already found a few potatoes. That'll be good for a roast. Till next time, guys. Bye-bye.